everybody, welcome back to Miss B's Plan B. It's lovely to see you. I hope that you're well. This week we're carrying on our theme of looking at birds. In particular, we're going to be naming some common garden birds and also developing some skills we need for bird watching. The first thing I just need to remind us of is because of government guidelines, this is luckily an activity we can do from home or our garden if we've got one. But then once hopefully government guidelines change, we'll be able to go out into our local area and do some really good bird spotting there as well. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I want you to think about what skills are really important when watching birds. Have a little think. What do you need to be good at in order to be a good bird spotter? Have a think. You might want to pause the video and talk to someone that you're with there. Share some ideas. How many things did you come up with? Things that you have to be good at to be a good bird spotter. Shout them out. I think I can hear some great answers. You said things like being really good at looking. That's a very important skill for bird spotting. You also need to be very good at listening, and you also need to be very quiet. Otherwise we'll scare the birds away. So what we're going to do in this session is we're going to practice those skills so that we get even better at them. So first of all, getting really good at looking, what we're going to do is we're going to play a game called Owl Eyes. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but owls actually have eyes that are fixed in their head. So they only look straight ahead. Okay? But that is why, if any of you have ever seen an owl, they can actually turn their head 3/4 of a circle. They can turn their head around so that they can see all around, because their eyes are fixed. So not like ours where we can move our eyes from side to side. What we're going to do is we're going to play a game that will help what we call our peripheral vision. Because most of the time we are fixed on things like screens or things close up like books, things that are in close proximity to us. But actually we can practice using our peripheral vision to be able to see things around us that aren't in our direct view, and the more we use this, it actually exercises our eyes and will improve our awareness around us. So listen carefully and I'll explain this activity. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to spread your arms out beside you, okay, just a little bit in front of you, and wiggle your fingers like this, okay? And I want you to keep your eyes fixed. So imagine now that you are an owl and you must keep your eyes fixed in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep your eyes fixed in front, but as you wiggle those fingers, you're going to take your arms out to the side slowly. And what you will notice is that although you're fixed on a point in front, you will still be able to see your fingers wiggling. If you go slowly, you'll still see them up until a point, and then it goes out of your peripheral vision. Okay, but it's good just to keep playing that game and seeing at what point, okay, do your fingers go out of view, and by being aware of them wiggling at the sides, even though you're facing forwards, that is you exercising your eyes, and it will help you. So next time you go out bird spotting, you'll actually be more aware of things happening around you. Another thing that we said you need to be good at for bird spotting is really good at listening. So what we're going to do is play a different game. This one is called Deer Ears. And what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to show you a picture of a deer, and I want you to look at it closely and just see what you notice about the ears of a deer. Here we go. And what did you notice? Probably lots of you said that they're really big and they actually move them in the direction where the sound is coming from. They can move them. So what we're going to have a go at doing is I want you to just notice, you might get someone to make a sound in the room near you, okay, and what you're going to do is you are going to cup your hands behind your ears, okay, like imagining you've got the deer ears, and just see what difference it makes. So have a listen to the sound like this. and then take your hands away. You can repeat it just to check. Put your hands, cupping them around your ear, making sure it's really firm around your head. Okay, so no gaps. Okay, cup it like that, and then take them away. And what did you notice? Probably you found when you cup your hands around your ears, you actually amplify the sound. Okay, because there's more area for the sound and waves to hit, and then they can go into your ear. Okay, where you hear. So that's another fun thing you can do just to improve your hearing. So if you're out and about and you want to be even more tuned in to the sounds around you, you might cup your hands around your ear. Okay. What we're going to do next is we're going to have a quiz to test your listening skills, and I want you to do really, really good listening to the questions and to some bird song to try and work out what the bird is. What we will do is I will play some game show music, because we're going to do it game show style, and what I'd like you to do is have a little boogie as the music plays, get you ready, and if you want to grab a pen and pencil, you can write down your answer if you want to, or you can just tell a grown-up. Okay, so I'm going to play some game show music to get us in the spirit, ready for the quiz. You can have a little boogie if you are ready. Let's go. Boogie, get ready for the show. Excellent, and let's get started. If you're not quite ready, then just pause the video. So, here we go. Listen carefully to the questions, okay, and write your answer down. So first of all, bird one. First of all, I'd like you to listen to the bird song. Have a listen. Now, it can be tricky to identify birds by their song, but it's something that when you practice, you will eventually be able to do. So don't worry if you have no idea at the moment. We're going to move on to the next clue. Here we go. I have brown wings and a brown tail. You might have a bit of an idea now. Brown wings and a brown tail. Write down any ideas. Next clue. My beak is black, short and thin. My beak is black, short and thin. I'm going to give you a big clue now. I reckon if you haven't already guessed it, you will get it on this one. I often feature on Christmas cards. I often feature on Christmas cards. And this is the biggest clue of all. Here we go. I am famous for my red breast. What bird am I? What have you written down? Shout it out. Well done if you said a robin, and here is a picture of a robin. Right, moving on to bird two. Have a listen to bird two's bird song. Right, that's a bit more distinctive. You may well have heard that in the local area. So, first clue, my head is black. My head is black. Next clue, my beak is black. That's quite helpful because it rules out another black bird that has a yellow beak. So my beak is black and my head is black. My feathers are black and white. Ooh, big clue, my feathers are black and white, but if you look closely, I also have shades of purple, blue and green. What bird am I? Shout out if you know. Excellent. I can hear lots of you saying a magpie, and here is a picture of a magpie. And on to bird number three, a bit more of a challenge, okay? If you listen to this bird's bird song, and onto some clues. I have a black cap on my head. I have a black cap on my head and white cheeks. A black cap on my head and white cheeks. Next clue. My chest is yellow with a black line down the centre. My chest is yellow with a black line down the centre. I am quite a small bird, about 14 centimetres long. I'm quite a small bird, about 14 centimetres long. I have a small black beak and I eat seeds, nuts and insects. Ooh, still quite tricky, but here is a big clue. I am part of the tit family. What bird am I? Shout it out if you know. I can hear some of you have guessed it. It is actually a great tit. Well done if you said one of the other tits, okay, because it can be a bit confusing. There is a blue tit as well, but that's got the blue cap. So if you see a black cap, that is a great tit. And here is a picture of a great tit. Right. Now, just to end with, what we're going to do is, because we said it's really important to be very quiet to do successful bird watching, we are now going to do our really deep breathing and relaxing breathing and just still ourselves so we can be really quiet and prepared for bird spotting. What we're going to do this week is, remember, we do the inhale through our nose and our exhale through our mouth. Again, we try and breathe out for longer than for the in-breath. And what we're going to do this week is we're going to imagine we're blowing a candle out on the exhale. So imagine it's a really massive cake with loads of candles. So big exhale. And when we inhale through our nose, I want you to imagine you're sniffing a beautiful flower. So inhale and exhale. Let they all out, keep blowing if you can, and inhale and exhale. Get ready to sniff that flower. Inhale and exhale. And you can practice that deep breathing to help keep you really quiet and still. And what we're going to do is just keep breathing normally now. I'm going to get us for just 1 minute listening to some bird song in our local area. And you can do that breathing if you want to, or just see if you can stay really still and quiet for the whole minute. So get ready. Here we go. Just open your eyes and just think of how relaxed you're feeling, and hopefully whilst doing that you heard lots of different bird songs. So that's a really good thing to practice, because the more you listen the better you will get at identifying different birds. If you've enjoyed that, remember at the end of January you can take part in the Big Garden Bird Watch, which is being run by the RSPB, the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, and it's just a brilliant activity. You can get all the resources you need online. Okay, so just ask a grown-up and then you can sign up for that if you would like to. And it's a lovely thing you can do with your family, because all you need to do is just spend 1 hour between the 29th of January and the 31st of January, just from your home, watching birds, and just make a record. You can keep a tally of how many different birds you see. Okay, so remember, when you make those tally marks, you go 1, 2, 3, 4 down and 1 across. So you're grouping in groups of 5. And what you can do is just count the number of birds you see in total at any one time, just to make sure you're not counting the same bird that might be going off, coming back, going off, coming back. Okay, so you just count the largest number of each species you see at any one time. And then you can submit those results online, and it's really useful for the RSPB because then they get a bigger picture of what's happening to different bird species across the UK. And that can be really helpful for them to know if there are any species that are finding it a bit hard at the moment, and they can think about what we can do to try and help those species. So that's a really lovely thing to take part in. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Happy bird spotting, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Goodbye.